Well, if you're a real hoarder, you probably have a bunch of these LED lamps that you didn't want to throw away, and you've already fixed them several times. And well, they're no good anymore, but you still have them stored somewhere. Today is the day for those lamps that still have components you can use, like some LEDs that aren't burned out, rectifier bridges, resistors of different values, electrolytic capacitors, inductors, the little regulator integrated circuit. Well, today we're going to look at a homemade tool that's able to easily remove the surface mount components from these lamps and also from other circuit boards. Of course, here you can see several components that I removed from these boards, the ones that come with LED lamps. Of course, removing them with a soldering iron is practically impossible, especially if there are several components. You can remove them with a hot air gun, but it's not very common for the average tinkerer to have that kind of tool. So today we're going to make a tool that's specifically for this purpose. I'm Caesar, and I welcome you to my channel. Well, look how easily I remove the components. It's very simple. With the Brussels tweezers, you take them out as if they were loose. Check it out. To make our tool, we need a 12-volt power supply. I'm going to use this one, which is an old PC power supply, one of the primitive ones. It's not even advanced technology. It doesn't have the green wire to turn it on. It starts up when you give it line voltage. Well, these power supplies were unbreakable. Then came the others, which aren't quite like that. You can also use a 12-volt transformer with several amps. With 10 amps, it works pretty well. The voltage doesn't need to be rectified, so you can use alternating current directly. We'll also need a diesel engine glow plug. Are these the ones in general? When the mechanic has to replace these devices due to a malfunction, he changes the whole set. Each car has several, one per cylinder, and sometimes only one fails, but when he changes them, he replaces them all. And, well, you can ask your mechanic friend. Some of them need to be measured first because, well, obviously, if you happen to get the broken one, it won't work for you. But anyway, you have to measure them with the multimeter to make sure they're not broken. They should measure around 1 ohm more or less. These measure a little less. They measure 0.6 ohms. Well, as you can see, these are all good. This last one I'm measuring, notice that it gives a high resistance value. This one doesn't work, but all the others do. Well, we're going to make a platform using aluminum. In this case, I'm going to use an aluminum plate that's 3 millimeters thick, 60 by 65. And another aluminum sheet, smaller, to which I made a groove so it fits the tip of the spark plug, which is what's going to heat up the whole platform. Make sure to use flathead screws to fasten both plates so they sit flush with the aluminum plate. If they don't end up like that, you can use a file on them. This is important because this plate needs to make good physical contact with the aluminum surface of the heatsink that holds the boards. To keep it fixed to the PC power supply cover, I used a speaker magnet. As you can see here, it stays very firm and is easy to remove if you want to use the power supply for another purpose. I made an 1/8 inch thread, a small 1/8 inch screw. I threaded it into the magnet, and it fits very well. You can also use other types of resistors, like the ones used in 3D printer extruders, like this one, for example. Or also some resistors that are made to be powered directly with 220 from the line. Alright, I've already assembled the device. I'm going to power it with one of the yellow wires, which has around 12 volts and a black one. If you see that the power supply protection kicks in, you can power it with the red wire, which carries 5 volts. It's going to take a little longer to reach the temperature, but it will work just as well since the power consumption is quite high. Instead of using just one yellow wire, you can use 2 in parallel. Same with the black one, right? Alright, we apply power and watch with the thermometer to see how the temperature rises. The LED lamp board to be cannibalized is placed on the surface. We leave it for a few minutes and holding it with a screwdriver and using the Brussels tweezers, we start removing the components. It's very easy. Look at all the LEDs I recovered from these lamps, right? From several lamps. I also recovered several bridge rectifiers, some integrated circuits, inductors, resistors, and electrolytics. Also some connection terminals, and not just for these boards. And check out this other little board I have here. Look at how I extract components, including the integrated circuits. See how easy it is, how they come out. As you can see, this system is very simple and practical. I don't expect you to have liked this video, which was quite short. Give it a like and subscribe to the channel by clicking the bell to receive notifications when I upload new content. Thank you so much for watching the video and see you next time, God willing.